Welcome, Don. Your film Family is being shown today, and let me uh, begin by asking you. You had five films before, and this is something which you are concentrating on a family per se, very deeply into its dynamics and what's happening in that group. How did you arrive at this theme, which is very, in a way, it's very unique because people are generally talking in terms of, wide society and outside events, survival things, and all. But you are now focusing on the single unit, the family, and the people around it. How did you arrive at this thing?
I think most of my films are about the things that has concerned me over time, and these are probably the things that bothered me even since childhood. So I have been thinking a lot about the family dynamics and how, because I grew up in a Christian Catholic family, and I throughout my childhood, and especially in my teens, I was observing, as I was taking part in uh, the everyday activities of the family. So um, when I got a chance to stay away from the family, when I was living away apart from my family, that's when I started thinking more about it, and how different people are working together to form this particular community, which has its own nature, which has its own way of working around things. So it I had this idea of a family based film, which is about one patriarch and a bunch of people under him. That kind of idea I always had, like probably for the past 8 years or so. But I didn't know, like I didn't have one particular thing that held it all together. It took time for me to develop this particular idea. This idea occurred to me around 1 year before the shoot of the film, um, which that was also after I gave a visit to some of my family members once. When I say family, it's, as you can see in the film, it's not just about the immediate family or the chosen family that you have. It's more about the family that you are born into, and that is considered to be a given, that like you would accommodate with all these relatives and extended family as well.
So
So
you mean to say that the film is more inspired from from the almost a kind of biographical thing, but of course you took off from that experience of your own extended family.
yes.
Okay, how was the process of doing that? 1 year you took to write and then make it. How was the process?
um, Writing it, like a couple of my previous films, I wrote it together with my partner Sherin, who so I would write one draft of the script. It would be too immature at that stage, but she would find out all the good bits, and then she would tell me what doesn't work for her, as well as from an audience perspective or a reader's perspective. Then I would take some of her suggestions. I wouldn't take some others, but then eventually we find a common ground, and by then we would have worked on at least a few drafts, like at least 8 or 10 drafts.
Okay, so
That's how the process.
okay,
It's not just for this film, for my couple of our previous films as well.
okay. You studied in a film school in Australia, so
Yes.
I'm sure that you go by the textbook in making a film. What do you call the textbook? Not a You are not an amateur filmmaker. You are a professional filmmaker. So so the making of it, the the script into the film. What are the things which you look for?
Well, film school is for me as it's a starting point. It's not. It's just a starting point, and you have to find your own voice later on, and you have to find your own style of filmmaking later on. And film school doesn't teach you all of that. They would give you insights about how other filmmakers are doing. They would give you insight on the technical aspect of things, but all the other parts, that comes with age and with practice, uh, that we have to find out on our own, is what I think. I watch films very regularly even now, and I am still learning. I'm still it's not and I don't believe in sticking on to one particular way of filmmaking. Also, I like to explore. I like to learn more. So uh, and it's an ongoing process.
Okay, who is your favorite filmmaker? You know,
There's not just one. There are so many filmmakers I really admire. Fassbinder is one of them. Belatar, who is still alive, but he has stopped filmmaking. But then Bresson has been a huge inspiration and a huge milestone in learning process as well.